What does it mean to be an exile, to be removed from your homeland and thrust into a foreign land? How does one cope with such a situation? These are the questions that confronted the people of Judah when they were taken captive and exiled to Babylon. Among them were priests, prophets, and even the king himself, Jehoiakim, along with his family. The stigma of being a captive was a heavy burden to bear. In such circumstances, many prophets started prophesying the downfall of Babylon. Yet Jeremiah the prophet saw things differently. He understood the divine will of God and knew what was truly at stake. One of the key themes in this narrative is Jeremiah's letter to the exiles in Babylon. His message was clear: make the best of the situation, build homes, start families, and even pray for the welfare of Babylon, for this was God's will. He also warned against the false prophets who had been corrupted by wealth, power, and lust. Their immoral acts were an affront to both man and God. One of the key messages that emanates from God through this narrative is the importance of submission to His divine will, regardless of the circumstances. This is the key to inner peace and stability. The exiles from Judah needed to hear this. They were living in a dream, hoping to escape their captors and restore their kingdom, while internally, they were consumed by power struggles and oppression. This was not the life God intended for them. Through Jeremiah, God showed them the way. He asked them to live in the present, promising that after 70 years in Babylon, He would bring them back to their homeland. God said, "For I know the plans I have for you, plans for peace and not disaster, to give you a future filled with hope." The concept of living in the present resonates across cultures and times. It means accepting and adapting to changes, not worrying about the future, focusing on the task at hand, and not dwelling on the past. This is easier said than done, as many of us are not in control of our lives. However, for those who believe in God, submit to His will, and trust in His plans, it's a different story. God has their back. As the scripture says, "Therefore do not worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will worry about itself. Each day has enough trouble of its own." Even in the darkest valley, God is with you. His staff and rod comfort you. Even when you walk through the valley of weeping, it will become a place of refreshing springs. God has everything under control. Everything is in His hands. As stated in Ecclesiastes, I reflected on all this, striving to clear it all up. I concluded that the righteous and the wise, as well as their deeds, are in God's hands. Whether it is love or hate, man does not know. Both are before Him. In summary, the story of Jeremiah and the people of Judah serves as a reminder of the power of faith, the importance of living in the present, and the assurance that God is always in control, guiding us towards a future filled with hope.